Hi everyone, it's Aaliyah. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to come on today to, and excuse the shadow, because as I'm scratching my head, I can see my shadow moving down there. But I wanted to come on today to sort of share a quick video about some of the things that I'm taking with me to my craft fair in a couple weeks. Now, it's not everything that I'm taking, but it's some projects that I've been working on lately. So I kind of wanted to just kind of share. So let me see. I have everything kind of set up next to me. Let me grab, okay, this first. Now, the difference between like when you sell at a craft fair as opposed to on your Etsy site, people come to your Etsy site because they're interested in what you're advertising and what you're selling. So primarily on my site, I like to do a lot of junk journals. And things along that line. Whereas at a craft fair, not everybody, and I would say actually the majority of people that walk through that building don't know what a junk journal is. So I try to kind of change it up a little bit and kind of cater to what I think people might want. And from past years, I kind of know what sells good, what doesn't, things like that. And I don't have my bestseller out right now. It's packed away in a box somewhere. But usually at my craft fairs, my bestsellers are these little post-it note holders. You know the post-it notes, they're like, I think 1.5 by 2 inches. They're the real small ones. I make these little holders out of pattern paper and cardstock that holds those inside. And those always pretty much sell out every single year. So I'm definitely bringing those, and I actually have to make some more of those. But what also did well last year, I only had 3 sets, but all 3 sets sold, were little handmade cards. And what I do is I make the envelopes, so there's 4 cards and then 4 envelopes. Envelopes are handmade, the cards are handmade. Obviously the pictures aren't, they're images that I have purchased. But I've turned them all into card and envelope sets. So for example, this one, actually I don't have to, obviously I don't have to take them out, but these are all Christmas themed one, but each card has a different picture on the front. Then we also, here's a sort of a different kind of Christmas one. I don't know if you can see that. Then we have these little angels, the baby angels. Because I also don't want it only to revolve around Christmas. Because the town that I do my craft fair in, there's a lot of people that do not celebrate Christmas. So I didn't want to only bring Christmas stuff and then people, wouldn't want it. And then we have this little angel one. We have some butterflies. Some more butterflies. And then my favorites are these 2. I love these little kids. I don't know if you can see that. And each of them actually has a little quote on them. So there's that one, that pack, and then this pack. I don't know if you can see that. So I've made some of these. I'll probably make some more in this size, which is the little size. But then I've also, and these ones aren't finished because I don't have them wrapped in the ribbon yet. These are all different sizes. They're bigger sizes, but they're different sizes. So this one is all of the same one. And see, they're basically just blank on the inside so you can write. And when I made the envelopes, what I did was also put some double-sided tape there. So when they're going to seal it, obviously, since it's made of cardstock, it doesn't have the little sticky strip here. This is their sticky strip. So I have that one. Then I have this one here, and these are all the same as well. So this is like a winter themed one. Then, let's see, I have this one here, and this one here is, they're actually all 4 of them are different. And since they're not tied, it's just a little bit easier to show. So there's that one there. And the dragonflies, which I love this image, and these are all the same. There. Oops. And then this one here. And I like this dragonfly one too. So that's the, and see how they're all kind of different sizes, but they're the bigger size. And of course I'll probably make more of the size 2, because it's good to have a lot of different sizes. Then what I did, you know how I have in the past made these types of envelopes that have, they're fabric envelopes. They have the paper on the inside, the book page, and then I decorated just slightly on the outside. But I've made some more of those. So we have some different ones. That way people have a lot of, like a different selection. This is a big one actually. That one's pretty big. And then I was thinking too, I'm wondering if I should put a little bit of Velcro in it. Not in it, but you know, as a closure. Because I just bought Velcro and maybe that might be a good addition. So that way, you know, if there's something inside of it, you can keep it closed. And this one just has the little lace along the bottom. Oh, these two actually I've had from before. I like this one. And this is an older one too. And I think so is this one. So I have those that will be going with me. And let's see. So, and then I am bringing journals. The journals that I'm bringing though aren't like the journals that I normally make. The journals I normally make, oh, if I can talk, the journals that I normally make are usually really decorated and have, you know, kind of a lot to them. But what I didn't want to have happen were, you know, people will come along and say, but I don't understand, like, where do you write? Or, you know, if this is supposed to be a journal, like, why is there all this extra stuff in it? So, of course, I'm going to take some of my journals that are in my Etsy right now, and those are going to be, you know, the big decked out ones. But then I also have come up with, and, oh gosh, I don't know where I'm going to put this. You know what? Move this. Sorry, hold on one second. What I came up with were different types of journals. So we have these mini ones here, and these are, what are these, 3x4, I think they are. Yeah, they are. They're 3x4, and with these, some of them, actually, I don't want to say some of them. These two have fabric on the outside. On the insides of all of them, let me just open one and I'll show you. So the outside of these two are fabric. The outside of all the other ones are pattern paper, but the insides are all exactly the same. And the insides, there is vintage music paper that backs the covers, and then there's just plain white writing paper. So somebody that wants, like, you know, like a cutesy journal, something almost like a junk journal, but more user-friendly to people that aren't really into junk journals. This would be a great kind of starter. And the size of it too, it's easy to throw in your pocketbook, and then, you know, you can write whatever you want inside. So oh, I think I had this, yeah, tied in the front. So basically what I did was I went through, well, I started going through a lot of my stash just to see what I had for, you know how you always have those random sheets left over, not enough to make a whole journal, but you don't want to throw it out because usually whole sheets, or pretty close to whole sheets. I took those and that's what I used to make these. So like I said, these two have fabric covers, but like here's this one, and I like this one. It says enjoy every moment. We have this very pretty image here. It's flowers. This is some coffee dyed pattern paper. This one's pretty cool too. So there it has like a map on that one. This is from my haberdashery collection. There's a little sparkle on those. And then this is from, I forget what the name of the thing is, but everything was like, it was like a lilac paper collection. Did I just stutter? I don't know. But that's really pretty too. So I thought that would be kind of neat for people that were curious about junk journals but didn't want, you know, the whole get up with junk journals. Then I made 3, like, I don't know, they're, what size are they? 4.5 by 5 and kind of like, it's like 4.5 by 5.5. Basically, it's 8.5 by 11 paper cut in half, and that's what makes these size. So right now, I just have 3 of these because I started making these. And I think, actually, yes, they're all pretty much exactly the same. They all have fabric on the covers. And let's just open one so I can show you the inside. So the insides, they are all backed, I think, with different papers. But what I did, I made it very simple. So it's a little bit more like a junk journal, but it's still kind of basic. So we'll have a pocket here. We have some, you know, just journaling spots there. This has different types of coffee dyed paper in it. It has some pattern paper that's coffee dyed. I have really simple pockets. You know, it still is a flip up, so you can do your secret journaling inside. And then again, you know, just really basic things so it's not overwhelming to somebody who's new at junk journaling. So it's vintage music paper. Here's just a little collage that I put together. The bridge sheet from the estate sale. Oh, no, that wasn't from the estate sale. That was from the rummage sale at the church. Some avocado dyed paper. This is vintage school writing paper. Again, here's another really simple tuck spot. Nothing too crazy. The middle, and then it basically repeats itself again. Flip out, and I think this is a nice introduction, so it's not so overwhelming. So it does have some elements of, you know, a real hardcore junk journal. I don't know if that's even a word, but it's also very plain. We've got some washi tape here. For somebody who's just starting out and just kind of wants to journal for now, doesn't really know about page layouts and things like that. So I've kept it as simple as I can, but yet have a little bit of a twist. So these are all basically the same. They just have a little bit of a different inside, but they all have, you know, like the front pockets, the corner tucks, things like that, but very, very basic and not too many, so it's not overwhelming. So I thought, you know, that would be kind of, that would be kind of a good starter junk journal, maybe is what we can call it. And I love the size too. So there are those 3 for now. I will be making more. And then I also did some traveler's notebook inserts, the 8.25 by 4.25. And again, I think, you know what, actually, I don't know how I did these ones. But I did a couple. This is the new Christmas collection I got from Recollections that I did a haul video on. Yeah, so we'll take a quick walk through. I don't want to spend too much time, but, you know, we'll just do a little quick one. Let me put those there for a second. So this is the one that when I bought the paper pad, I wanted to use as a cover, which I did. And I don't know. I can't remember if I made these sort of basic or not. But of course, you know, we have all the little clippings and all the journaling cards that were made in, not made, but included in here, I made from all the cutoffs from the paper that I used. So So you see we have, and this, it doesn't flip, it's just a corner tuck. I did a little stamping in the back. We have some coffee dyed paper, belly band. Here's a little flip out here. Yeah, so I think I do remember. I did want to make this one just like the other ones, a little bit basic. Kind of like an introduction to junk journaling. So that's what I did. And I'm pretty sure all of them are exactly the same on the inside. They just have different papers. See? So that is that one. Actually, I don't know why. Let me just tie this up. Otherwise, I'm just going to have ribbons everywhere. And I hope I'm staying in frame this whole time. So here's another one. And see, basically same setup. Same exact setup. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm flipping a little bit fast, but you see what I mean? It's the same, it just has different papers. This actually reminds me of clouds. Kind of. I don't know. So, I don't know. I've been trying to watch craft fair videos of what people are doing in their craft, or not doing, but bringing to their craft fairs. And I notice, I don't think I do, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not getting the hang of craft fairs, but I feel like a lot of people do, like, you know, not favors. What, you know, like, let's say like hot chocolate pouches, or, you know, tea holders, stuff like that. I've done that in the past, but I realized, I don't know, my craft fair is a little bit different. And no, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that do the same exact stuff that I do. It's just that, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like maybe I'm overthinking my craft fairs. This one actually is a little bit different now that I'm noticing on the inside. But it's different, but it's kind of the same. And I don't know, I was saying something about the craft fairs. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm not putting the right things in my craft fair, which I don't really think is true, because the stuff that I put in sells. I just feel like, I don't know, I'm doing different things than other people. But I guess that's okay. I guess, you know, I find what works for me and what sells when I do my craft fairs and just go from there. Because everybody's different. Everybody's demographic is different. What the people want is different. So, I mean, you never know. I love this. And this is like a cable knit sweater. So that's pretty cool. But I don't know. I don't know, it would be fun if you commented below and let me know when you go to craft fairs, or if you go to craft fairs, what types of things do you like to look for, or do you like to buy? Because maybe I'm way off in what I bring, but I was just curious, because obviously I look around at what other people are selling, and they're very, you know, specific. Like there's a lady that does these throws, these hand knit throws. They're awesome, but that's the only thing she sells. There's another couple that comes that makes all handmade products. Like they have the creams and the lip balm, you know, all natural stuff like that, which is really cool, because I usually spend a whole bunch of money at their table buying stocking stuffers. There's another man that makes lights out of tools, but that's, so I don't know if it's me. Like I feel like I have such a hodgepodge of items at my table, and it's fine because, you know, obviously people buy stuff, otherwise I wouldn't keep going back. But I was just curious to know, when you go to a craft fair, what do you look for? And what do you like to see? just curious, asking for a friend. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, I would just love to know your thoughts of what you like or what you would look for. Because I still have a couple weeks, you know, maybe I'll start something new. I was actually, one of my friends on YouTube, Katherine, she is awesome. She does a different video every single day. Every day, without fail, she posts a how-to on something. And it's like, it's not one thing. She could do, it's so random. That's why it's so fun to watch her channel, because you never know what she's going to come up with next. I mean, she has a beehive, so she does beekeeping. She does stuff with like the clay. She models different things with clay. She does a lot of origami things. So she's showed how to fold in different things there. You know, there's just so much that she's shown. And I actually had something, one of her videos, she was showing how to make those hand warmer things, you know, like those little pouches, and they have, well, what she used is rice on the inside, and it's covered with fabric. You can stick it in the microwave, it'll heat up, and you can put them in your gloves, or you can make a bigger one, put it on your neck or your back. And I thought that was such a cool idea, and I wanted to do those for the craft fair. And then and her tutorial was easy. You take the strip, you fold it, you sew it around except for the little part. You fill it with rice, then you sew it up. But then I kind of froze as I started to do it. Like, I didn't know, am I using the right material? Can I use this material? So I sort of started to second guess myself, and I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to do some. I might still try to make a few just to see, you know, how it is. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But I love watching her stuff because it's so different. It's not just one thing. It's just everything. And that's kind of like what my table looks like. So I have my journals. I have my Post-it note holders. I make little boxes, you know, just random little paper boxes. Nothing fancy, but very cute. Like if you're giving earrings or some jewelry or candies. What else do I do? Oh, not sometimes, a couple years I bought, you know, those little notebooks you can buy at the dollar store. They're like 3 for $1, and they're like a 3x4 little tiny composition notebook, and I'll alter the covers of those. I've done that before. What else have I done? Back in my mini album phase, and this is one that I always keep. I don't know how many of you know these. These are these little books that you make from one page of 12 by 12 paper. So all these pages on the inside were made with one 12 by 12 sheet. And it's like the way you fold it and cut it and you glue it all up, it makes these books. And this one was one of my favorites. Actually, I kept a couple. But I've done these before. And these also sell because what I tell people is, you know, when you have your kids or your grandkids get their pictures from school and they're the wallet size ones, the wallet size ones can fit in here. And of course you have a little pocket, you can put more. But I mean, it's a fun kind of way to showcase your kids, or, you know, if you take other pictures and resize them. And then it's sturdy enough that you can throw it in your purse, and it's kind of like a little show and tell album. So I've done these before. What else have I done? I'm just trying to think. I've brought mini albums. The only thing is mini albums are really hard to make. Kind of hard. They're just very time consuming, and they have to be very perfect. And right now in my life, I'm in the junk journal phase where things don't have to be perfect, and it's perfectly fine, and it's just so less stressful. When I was making mini albums, it's kind of like every little thing had to line up, and if you were an eighth of an inch off, forget it. Your whole page was just a disaster. Like, that's how crazy it was. And what else did I bring? I'm looking over at my shelf where I store some of my samples. Hold on, let me see what I still might have over here. Yeah, a lot of my things were random boxes that I've made, notepad holders, you know, little things like that. So, I don't know. I feel like I need different ideas, or maybe, I don't know, I feel like I need something different. So, like I said, if you do have any suggestions, let me know. I will be working straight until the night before the craft fair, when then I have to organize everything. But I mean, any suggestions will be taken to heart, and if I can do it, I can do it. If I can't, thank you for the suggestion. But definitely, throw some out there, and I'll see what I can come up with. So if you have any questions or any comments or any suggestions, please leave them in the link below, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.